I've been seeing this for a while and wanting to check it out myself because, for fucking sakes, you gotta be really insane to put yourself in such a situation and
Oh good, your missing dad
and
came
not take
back
it
to watch.
serious.
In today's video, Hassan is once again crying about Asmongold.
Wait, hold up. Am I in it? Fuck. Okay,
Out of
maybe he just
nowhere,
zoomed in.
Anissa Jomha, aka iDubbbz' husband, is back beefing with Ethan. Ethan might actually end up suing some Reddit mods who were engaging in harassment.
What am I watching? I'm watching some drama.
Actual lawyers
A
have
lot
also
of
chimed
fucked up
in to
shit.
talk about the
You probably
lawsuit.
haven't heard
Casey
about
Trump
it, but three of some very popular female streamers got sued because they blatantly reacted to videos while not. It's like it's not even reaction. You can't even call it facts, but this one is legit for real because they stole the guy's content and I tried to defend and say they didn't steal it. And the video itself was complete bait that they fell for. So he's trying to show them just how stupid they are. And one of the streamers, they said in their reaction that you shouldn't give any support to the person they are watching. Just subscribe to them. That's the streamer I'm talking about, and ignore the literal person video that they are watching and reacting to. And that is insane. And they got themselves in the worst problems ever because they thought they wouldn't get sued and they actually got sued. Yeah.
has a new defense of pretending she was too high
So
to
this is
remember reacting
legit.
to Ethan's video. Great strategy. Streamers are responding to
One man
DMs
calling
and
out
again,
some fucked up
subscribe or you have to go
streamers
to an exclusive Diddy
on their
party with
bullshit.
Hassan. And let's begin with Hassan finding absolutely any way to cry about Asmongold. Here he says that he wants to bash his head into a wall after reading a chatter. This chatter was talking about if Iran was building nukes.
I asked my hog brother. He said leaked intel showed Iran was 2 weeks from a nuke. U.S. and Israel already knew. He was against action
Most
3
of
days ago.
those
Now it
female
makes
reaction
sense. His wife has
channels are
military
just hot
ties.
girls doing
Here's
that.
inside.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's the point that the guy is trying to make, that they're really not doing anything for reactions. They cannot call it reactions when they literally play the they can't call it a reaction video when they literally just play the video and do nothing. They won't even pause the video to make comments on it. They just play it through. Some of them literally walk away from their seats while the video is playing. Some of them look sexy and have a separate camera in the corner showing their ass cheeks.
Chatter.
I
Says
remember
China
when
gave Iran
Twitch
weapons hoping
was-
they'd use them on us. It also
I-
doesn't want them to
I
have
remember
nukes.
earlier, was it earlier
Thoughts?
this year?
No
Twitch was
thoughts.
once like that.
I actually
I don't know if they're still
going
doing it.
to,
They kind of
once I
locked
end the
down on some of
broadcast
the
later
people,
tonight,
some of the
budget
people
my
who were
head
doing it.
against the wall,
but
so I can be just
they are
as
still-
moronic as your dumb hog
They still aren't reacting to the videos in the best way.
relative, so that I can live a life of happiness and constantly have no
Yeah,
thoughts
bro, you
up
gotta check
here
her content
and
out,
only
for
just
sure.
go by whatever the Trump is
Eventually,
saying.
she'll have
Oh my
a-
God, it would be fantastic for my media
Eventually,
career.
she'll
Perhaps
have
I could
a-
be just like
a
fucking
OnlyFans.
Asmongold. Okay, I'll just become a hog. I'll just go, yeah, base, this guy, yeah, chat.
We need some premium guys.
War with Iran, based.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
you really
buy
need to
a
work
premium
on that
again.
Asmongold impression. But yeah, why is Hassan talking
That's why
like
I
he
stopped
wasn't
reactions
already
for a while.
dropped on his head as a baby? You don't need to bash your head in. It's already been done, all right? We can see it. There is no other explanation for this level of stupidity. Also, I just love how Hassan is just so confident about anything to do with Iran after completely getting everything wrong, as we showed last video.
Iranian women can't post TikTok dances. They absolutely can.
Public dancing by women is illegal. You literally deny facts right in front of your face, dude. You laugh at oppression faced by women and gay people in Iran. Mr. Hezbollah is my favorite flag. How do you personally know if Iran had nukes? Like you're
Honestly, I'm not even in this little drama with Hassan because I want to stay out of it. but he is just fucked up with all of his takes. And well, as with every streamer and their stupid little drama, they have their community flocking behind them. Nothing is wrong with reacting channels. Just show credit when needed and don't act. Yeah, like literally one of the female streamers literally said she doesn't care. Just do not give any support to that person that they're reacting to, and that's how he locked down on her instantly. I think she got charged the most money.
Talking with so much confidence when in reality you're literally just guessing. You're not a politician, you have no inside intel at all, and the extent of your research is reading like Taylor Lorenz articles. I think I can posit now that not a single soul in humanity has sucked on more terrorist schlong than Diddy Piker here. The ultimate terrorist glizzy gladiator. One schlong equals one Twitch subscriber. That's
Crazy.
just Hassanetics. The mathematics so
Same thing
accurate
happened
it
to
applies to
Sniper Wolf.
Hassan. So anyways, Asmon
She got
responded.
fined by someone.
Moronic as your dumb hog relative,
do-
so that I can live
or
a
do you
life
mean
of
that she does the
happiness.
exact
Perhaps
same
I could
thing?
be just like Asmongold.
She tries
okay?
to fake
I'll
react
just
for
become
sure.
a hog.
The commenter never even brought me up. Never even said anything about me. It
My
had
brother
nothing
used to
to
watch
do with
Sniper
me
Wolf
at
and I'm
all.
like,
I
what
don't
the
watch these
fuck
people,
is he watching?
but judging by posts here, it seems that Hassan has been cheating on Destiny with Asmongold lately. Hassan just mad all his orbiters are
Every
stuck.
time I look on Sniper Wolf videos, it all just feels so fake. Sorry about that, guys.
He just wanted to release some stress here.
Yeah, Hassan can't be too happy right now considering he has to pay for all of his friends' lawsuits. Bro is somehow more stressed than normal. And constantly getting rage baited by his chat obviously doesn't help. Now,
Yeah.
Asmon also responded to the other clip where Hassan randomly brings him up. This one was about Hassan trying to fit in with the younger kids.
Hassan wants to be a cool hip phase boy so bad it's good content, not gonna lie. Because your favorite content creator is a pathetic little fucking cretin who never leaves his house. So when you see a political content creator who
How does he know this is... How does he know it's me?
loser school shooter favorite political content
I will never respect political content creators because I just cannot trust them.
creator not interact
What?
with these people.
What? That's crazy. I'm a school shooter now.
I love this chatter. One, accidentally writing this in my chat instead of Asmongold's chat. It was not accidental. He tagged you.
Bruh. Literally.
It does boggle the mind that there are people who do ask that question sincerely to someone like Asmongold
Bro, he's so
as
awkward.
though he knows anything. Period. Not even just like anything about the history of Iran, history of Israel, but just anything in general.
Oh, and you
Asmon
know a
living
lot.
rent
Okay.
free as always. Bro is just piss mad every single time. He finds like 600 different ways.
Okay, guys, I can say that I know absolutely nothing about Iran. That's why I will not be a political streamer and talk about this shit. But it's always funny seeing some other streamer jump and talk about all type of information that they obviously do not understand because you can easily search up most of it. Palestine, you know, I'm not sure about the war, but I definitely think that they they were treated unfair in a lot of ways. Cause if they're the one who wait, what? Are you serious? Yes, I support Palestine. Yeah, aren't they the one who's suffering from the war the most? Literally.
To slander him every video.
Please don't clip that.
Hassan probably goes to bed at night just double checking Asmon's stream, making sure he can start his nightly goon sesh with Asmon's bald head. Anyways, let's move on to Ethan beefing with Anissa Jomha on Twitter. So basically it all starts here. If you didn't know, there was a tragic story of a person apparently passing due to her extended harassment from Reddit.
And it breaks my heart that someone who is selfless and devoted her life to animals could have so much
is the lady
negativity
that-
pointed at her.
Wait, huh?
I don't
Oh,
know how deep
this
this
was the lady
harassment
that
went.
ended up
Apparently, a
killing
lot of the
herself, right?
evidence was deleted, but snark Reddits in general are known to be vicious. Save a Fox founder Michaela passes away after long-term harassment from online communities. Many are pointing fingers at the Snark subreddit, which has gone private. This is a huge loss to the Fox community. So Ethan talks about his own
It
H3
was
Snark
insane.
Reddit and how Reddit needs to be held accountable. Probably unsurprising, but the Redditors who harassed this poor woman day in and day out nuked their entire thread hours after this news came out. Ethan responds, exactly what our snarkers do, maximum cruelty with zero
It's fucked
accountability.
up when you
Reddit
push
knows
someone
and they
to
allow
literally
it, they
kill
defend it, and it
themselves.
seems they even
Yeah.
participated in it. Reddit must be investigated and
Internet
held
is
accountable.
crazy
So
and
this
no
was
one
from
can
the
be
H3
held
subreddit,
accountable.
the heartbreaking reality Ethan
Because well, it's the internet. That's the fucked up part about it. There's no law that holds anyone accountable on the internet because you do not know who they are.
warning us about. Ethan responds, I've said since the beginning, it feels like they want me to neck myself. This is their goal, unironically. Now, Anissa comes out of nowhere, tweets about it. This is coming from the guy who literally said his goal is to harass me and Ian to the point of leaving the internet. Yes, apparently leaving the internet is the same as literally necking yourself. Obviously, from somebody as clout hungry as her, these two would be equivalent. She continues, I want to remind everyone I didn't freaking make the content cup either, but he's talked about me sexually nonstop in some sad attempt to feel some type of control. I didn't even say anything until quite a while after his creepy meltdowns. Well, in my opinion, this is a straight up lie. She was definitely yapping way before he had his creepy meltdowns, so to speak. Also, she has admitted being a part of Ian's content cups in the past, so I don't know what she's trying to do here. She also constantly supports Ian and...
By the way, Ethan is the guy who is suing those three streamers. One is Casey, one is Frogan, and one is Denims. Denims is the most disgusting one I know. I know nothing about the others. I just know that Denims is really disgusting. I checked her out myself and I did not enjoy seeing her behavior. She was the one, Denims is the one who said outright that you should not support Ethan's video. Ethan is the original creator of the video that she reacted to, and she said do not support him, only support her. And he ended up suing her and the two others who just did absolutely nothing.
basically all of his supporters and Hassan and the whole group, so I don't know why she's trying to pretend she isn't part of this whole beef. In general, I think calling out people who deserve to be called out is
Innocent
obviously
people are
okay
dying
and
and all
should
the
actually be
bigger
done. It's
guys
actually a good
just
thing, especially
sipping
people
their
who have
wine
done
while
bad
they
things
send all the
and haven't
people to
received
die
any
for their
consequences or supported bad things.
Yeah, that's the fucked up thing. I will always support the helpless people because they're the one being used, they're the one being affected, and the bigger guys never really show that they care. They just do whatever because they have the power to do it, and that's just fucked up. Life is fucked up.
Happening, like the CPS call to Ethan's kids. They need to be criticized and held accountable. Now, obviously, things like doxing is not okay, or real-life harassment, or anything that exits the online world. That obviously goes into something that is way more serious. But yes, people like Hassan who literally commit crimes should be held accountable, and laws need to be followed. If you're promoting terrorist propaganda and shit like that, you are actively harming a lot of people.
They're trying to intentionally harass them in real life. And so that's really what the problem is. The problem is like, yeah, just how the fuck is cyberbullying real? Just close your eyes. You know, you're right. But the issue is that closing your eyes isn't going to stop you from hearing the knock on the door from CPS.
So Ethan
That's true.
responded. Ethan responds to Anissa claiming she's misrepresenting what he said. Also asks her to open the books for Creator Clash 2. So Ethan replies, I did not literally say that. I said you guys should leave the internet after being totally disgraced financially and reputationally as a result of your own actions. Anissa, you participated in the CPS lie and Ian justified it. You guys participate in Snark. You have shouted them out and used posts from there. You are an evil, snark-brained loser. I'm defending myself against scumbags like you. Cry bully. I mean, Ethan is completely right here. To compare Ethan criticizing Ian and Anissa to Snark Reddits trying to, call CPS on Ethan's kids is just completely ridiculous. Also, yes, he
They're
was
really
only telling
going
you
on.
guys to leave the internet because you deserved it, and you essentially, in my opinion,
really going
basically
all in
scammed
on
a
it.
charity. You did not make it perfectly clear that you were taking 34% or anything like that, so you basically ended up fooling a lot of your fans, particularly those who thought money was going to charity as well. Ethan continues, Anissa, open your books on Creator Clash 2. Did you pay for Denim's, Frogan, and Hassan's flight and hotel from charity money? Did they fly coach or business? How much did you spend on the before and after parties? Honestly, they will absolutely never do this because it will completely expose them and they will not be able to show their face online. Not like they can do
Absolutely.
much right now, but they still have a bit of a fan base who sort of respects them. And if they ever leak their books and people realize that they were snubbing charity, I think even the people on their side are going to turn against them. Proves you shouldn't mess with a man's
100%.
children. Really disturbing that whenever someone talks about the subject of self-harm, Anissa finds a way to insert herself into the conversation and talk about how she's a victim.
I always hate people like that who they always find a way to make themselves a victim, and you as the villain. People always try to mark it out that way.
Done this before. I don't know if it's her obvious sadism or what. Ethan's post was not related to her at all. Anissa has consistently tried to always play victim regarding every single situation ever. It is not surprising in the least. Then after this, Ethan calls out Anissa for downplaying her role in the H3 content cop. Here we have a post from the H3 subreddit. Don't let Anissa gaslight you into thinking she didn't make the content cop. It's pretty obvious this was 100% her idea, but for more evidence, Dad, the YouTuber, no actual Dad, is on the local pod explaining his side in Creator Clash. He mentioned once the content cop dropped, he texted Anissa if they had to drop it before the event, and she replied that they had to. Why is she answering for her husband? Well, I mean, that's a pretty obvious. We got the Reek situation going on, obviously. If you watched my previous episodes on items and Anissa, you would know that they have an interesting relationship, to say the least.
The only thing that would make him 0.5 hotter is if he fucking his breath in all the time.
Stinky dubs. So Ethan responds to the tweet where Anissa saying she had nothing to do with the content cop. Funny, it seemed like you really want credit for masterminding his videos. She said this in a podcast before, but conveniently, you don't want to be involved. This is exactly what her entire strategy, where I'm throwing this event, Creator Clash, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna do so well. Oh, I'm raising money for charity. You can't criticize me at all. When it starts failing, well, I'm transferring ownership, guys. I'm transferring ownership. No longer mine. You'll blame the other owners now after you completely think the same thing. So the same thing is happening here, where you want to credit for content cop videos when they're doing well, and now when everybody hates it, everybody's turning on you, suddenly you're like, well, I had nothing to do
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty fucked up.
with this content cop. This was all iDubbbz, as if this guy could do any action. He can't even drink water by himself. Anissa probably has to feed him through a test tube. It's just insane how cucked he is, bro. It's crazy. Anyways, but now conveniently you don't want to be involved. At least you won't need to throw Ian under the bus this time, because he's still laying in the road from the last time. In a way, was it your idea to say the N-word to Dana? Oh my god. Basically, if you didn't know, he's again referencing the podcast clip where Anissa was taking credit for all the content cop, and she's the one who told him to go up to Dana. It takes a special type of psychopath to play victim after what you did. When they eventually do break up, which was definitely coming, by the way, I can't wait to hear.
You know what's the worst thing though? All of these guys are, what would you call them now? Hassan arbiters. They are in that one and the same friend group. So I think all of them is trying to go after Isan now, no matter what he says. Even though he's completely in the right, they want to find a reason to take him down and start up some fucked up drama.
Hear the stories being told by both sides, how iDubbbz is just being humiliated and abused essentially, and Anissa will play victim saying iDubbbz did something. I'm calling it. You all know I'm a future predictor. All right, we'll see. Send me the clip whenever this happens. Clip me, send me later. All right. No one hates iDubbbz more than his wife. Now this
Damn.
next part, Ethan responds to being
Imagine
called a
being hated by
misogynist.
your wife.
If you missed
People
last
use
video,
Instagram couldn't be
Denims basically
trusted.
implied that Ethan was
100%
only
true.
suing her because she's a woman,
You
which
can
makes
never
zero
trust an
sense.
Instagram
Even the
user.
journalist Taylor Lorenz was playing victim, oh, I'm a woman. Ethan has been going
Me
off
who
on
uses
Instagram. In the
Instagram
story
every
dump,
day.
he denies
Guys,
being a
but
misogynist due
just
to his
know you
lawsuits
can
against
trust me,
3
okay?
women.
I use
Calls
Instagram,
out
but you
Taylor
can
Lorenz
definitely
specifically.
trust
To the
me,
chorus
yeah.
of fools accusing me of only suing women, please point out any of the male creators that stated their intention to steal my content. I will happily add them to the lawsuit in the spirit of equality. Shocker, this is exactly what I said last video, that if there were male creators who did the exact same thing, they would be getting sued as well. Turns out, Ethan doesn't actually care if you're a man or woman. He basically only sued the people who violated fair use most egregiously and basically admitted they were doing it maliciously.
If you want to learn
Yeah.
Python
Right
for
out
a
in the
career in
video.
data science,
Hold
IT, or engineering, then you need the
Misogyny
Yeah,
is when you're
guys.
mean.
Right out in the video, they explicitly stated that they're stealing the video, and then they start crying when the guy actually sues them. Imagine that.
To Taylor Lorenz. We got a subreddit post. I literally don't want to hear one word about Ethan Klein being a misogynist from Hassan and Noah Samson defenders. Hassan calling for a wellness check on his ex-girlfriend because she wasn't answering his text, and Noah Samson likely violating the trust of someone who thought they were being safe by sleeping with him when in fact they were not, are both infinitely worse than anything Ethan has ever done or said. Yeah, so apparently the Hassan and Orbiters lore gets really deep. The fact that they so quickly swept up the Noah Samson thing under the rug and pretended that isn't a big deal is absolutely wild to me. You can't look me in the eye and tell me it's not a big deal, then shit and piss about Ethan suing 3 creators that are women. I get that everyone makes mistakes and the Hassan thing was a while ago, but let's be honest, if it was Ethan that did these 2 things, these people would never let him forget it. Also, let's not forget the blatant grapes denying by Hassan and friends, right? That is, if you really care about women, that is not something you should be doing, obviously. He's a mega rich multi-millionaire.
Hassan literally looks like one of those racist cops who would walk up the black guy in the middle of the street. Am I wrong? Doesn't he has the racist cop mustache?
YouTuber with endless money, and I'm a freelance journalist with thousands of dollars of medical debt and 0 assets. Oh my god, add another person to the broke list, bro, the brokey list. We got Froggen, we got Casey Tron, we got Taylor. It's
Oh
not.
my god, and Casey's so freaking disgusting. I heard that she's streaming for like 13 years now. And I can understand some streaming for trying to take streaming serious for 13 years and barely making more than 80k. No, not even 80k, more than 30k. It seems like her streaming career is completely dead already, and she just keeps pushing and trying to bleed it dry. Right now, she's trying to build fees to pay back Ethan because she was fined and people are barely helping her. I thought once you're a huge streamer, you would get support like everywhere, but she is getting absolutely nothing.
It's not fun to be on the
It's
Hassan
sad.
side, honestly.
Sad
It
when
seems
you
like
think
in
about it.
Hassan's orbit, he's the only rich one. Like everybody who sucks up to him is just broke. There's
Yeah.
no world in which I have the resources to go against someone like him, which is nose. Which is nose. Nice one. Journalist, by the way. That's why he's threatening me. Ethan sits in his
Wow.
multi-million
That's
dollar
why he's
mansion
threatening
all day
you.
long,
I see,
harassing
I
and
see.
abusing women online. He's deeply selfish and vile individual, and I regret ever giving him the benefit of the doubt. He doxes and attacks and smears women and sicks his deranged fandom on us. What an absolutely unhinged characterization of Ethan, by the way. Sits in his mansion harassing and abusing women online. Dude, what are you talking about? They're really talking about Ethan Klein here. Oh my god. Deeply selfish and vile individual. Bro, you're describing your literal crush, Hassan. Play the clip. Play the clip where she's gushing over him.
He's unreasonably good looking and like
Oh,
cool and dresses cool.
tell me about.
Ah, yes, unbiased journalist Taylor Lorenz. I wonder why she hates Ethan, guys. I wonder why she always supports Hassan. Who would have known? Who would have thought? So once again, Ethan responds, "Why are y'all so obsessed with my house? Your idol Hassan owns a multi-million-dollar house in the same city. What the F are we doing here?" Ethan forgot the central belief they follow. Rules for thee, but not for me. Ethan responds
Double
again,
standards.
Taylor Lorenz giving me the benefit of the doubt. He needs to log off. Every influencer has a snark page and wants it taken down. He needs to go through the legal channels, not publicly bait them. Normally I'd have sympathy, but he spent the past year terrorizing and stalking anyone obsessed with Hassan while spouting vile Zionist propaganda. He needs to log off for a long time, get his head straight. Also clean up his house so his kid isn't crawling around in dog feces. Ah, the journalist Taylor Lorenz, amazing. You know, for a while, I actually thought that, okay, I understand why everybody...
When you really look at it, Ethan is the one who's being harassed here. So everyone who played victim when they won in the harassed
is,
him.
you know, grifting this hard. Okay, maybe they're all rich, you know? Maybe they're making a good bag out of being complete idiots. But she just admitted she's absolutely dirt broke. So you're acting this unhinged while being dirt broke. That's crazy. You're not even doing this for money? Ay, 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 ay. Crying misogyny doesn't work anymore. Of course, if it's not like an actual valid criticism, of course people are going to ignore it. And you're basically watering down the meaning of the word. Just like you're watering down victims of actual SA when you say that Ethan is essaying you over the internet for calling you out. Lorenz is so flippin' insufferable, it's not even funny anymore. Yeah, but Ethan is a Jew. Average Hassan viewer. This is the most accurate statement. Alrighty, now apparently we also had a bunch of lawyers talking about the H3 snark mods. In the last video, we covered Ethan would be subpoenaing them, and apparently they've been panicking and contacting lawyers for legal advice.
Damn.
LawTuber LUS shows email from alleged H3
Bro
snark
has
mod
so
asking
many
for legal
people.
advice. LUS thinks there's a solid chance the discovery could open up a bevy of issues for the defendants and mods. The first time Reddit mods can't actually get away with it.
Bro has
Age
way
free
too many
content
people,
creators and
so
smaller
that's why.
content creators may have negotiated interacting with the age free snark mods, right? They know how much the age free snark Reddit subreddit loves them. They may have interacted with them in a way that they were interacting with a person's real name. And in discovery, Ethan is entitled to all of that. Who knows what the percentage is, but I'm fairly certain that at least one of these moderators, who was a huge fan, let's say, of Denin's, probably interacted with Denin's using his real email, using his real name. When they interacted with me, only one interaction.
Still, guys, one thing I will say. Her setup pisses me off. A bunch of black bookshelves. I keep like, yeah, she seems so fake, doesn't she? But one thing I will say, no matter where you get the information, you guys should always practice researching for yourselves, because Pegasus can miss some things, right? So that's what gets Hassan and his little auditors in trouble. They speak without doing proper research, but they talk like they actually know what they're talking about. So when they get proven wrong, they look like such idiots.
They use their first name.
But yeah,
I'm a complete stranger to them. I've never interacted with the subreddit. I've never talked to them. I've never responded to email. When discovery hits, you got to turn it over anyway. So if there is a text message with a phone number or an email, or like I said, this case will break these free individuals if financially. This case has a high potential to financially break and ruin these free individuals for their entire lives. And the age free.
High
one thing
potential
though,
to
I do hope
financially
they
break
stream
these
trial.
individuals.
If you
Those
have to go
are
through with the trial, I
absolute
hope
music
they
to my
stream it.
ears. To see the most vile and rotten people on the internet
I would-
finally, after all these
I would
years,
stream it
get
just-
what they deserve.
I would
Oh
stream
my
it
god,
just
never
for-
doubt
just
the
for
sweet
the
god
discovery.
of karma. Also, I just find it hilarious that the Redditors are finally getting some repercussions, because Reddit is the place where these absolute most vile people go and think they can just post anything, slander anybody, and just get away with it. Okay, moving on to Casey Tron's new strategy of avoiding this lawsuit. Basically, if you remember, she and Fogan and everybody else was kind of bleeding on their butt, and now she wants to claim that she's so high that she couldn't remember the video she was reacting to.
Just because I didn't react to his stupid video, he had to make up that I did and put a video of me smoking weed over his stupid video to get attention. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about your video. Like, I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it. Do not recall reacting to it.
I just don't remember, guys. I was under the influence. A brilliant strategy. Brilliant gambit by Casey, once again. I'm sure the judge will be thrilled to hear this argument.
Yeah,
Your
Casey
Honor,
has
yes,
had the
there is
best
camera
defense
evidence,
ever.
so I did in fact steal from the store. But I was so high at the time, I do not recall stealing from the store, so I didn't have to pay the consequences, lol. She can't troll her way out of a lawsuit no matter how hard she tries. So Casey Tron tweeted, "Don't let anyone dull
seems
your
so
sparkle, little
sad.
girls. Even when it's from powerful men who get litigious to evoke support from incel communities that love to humiliate women. This isn't about copyright. Big Mama's going through it. Send your energy." Is this another troll from Casey Tron? You know, when you say something...
God, I saw a clip of her the other day too, and during the entire stream, she's just smoking and coughing and smoking, and I thought she was gonna die on stream. Like, there's no way no one should be smoking that much. And she literally, when I say she's coughing, you would expect her to throw up a lung or something. This bitch is crazy.
Completely idiotic, and then when people call you out, well, I was only pretending to be stupid.
Well, maybe that's why she's broke. Maybe she's spending on too much drugs.
So why the hell are you talking to little girls? What the heck? No little girls are watching you. In fact, nobody is watching you. Your one viewer is like Frogan, who's probably the furthest thing away from little girl. Anyways, turns out YouTuber Legal Mindset responded to Casey Tron's new defense of being high.
I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it.
So whether or not
Yeah, she was way too
recall
high.
Reacting to it, being the defense here, saying, I don't recall, I don't know, I may have been under the influence, I may have been baked, I may have been high. Does that work? Well, absolutely not. In this case. So copyright,
because there was
focuses
still
on
proof
the
that
act
you
of
did
copying
react
and
to
distributing
it.
work. So
Yeah.
the focus with copyright
Even
is,
posted.
did she copy or distribute work without permission, without consent, without being authorized to do so? And copyright is strict liability, which means mental state is irrelevant. You can do it, you can do it in any mental state, and it doesn't matter. It's strict liability. Did you or did you not do it?
Yeah, so basically even the lawyers are telling you you're absolutely cooked. And I think Casey later says she's trolling or whatever, but that's kind of her defense for everything. She does the same thing with her favorite word, incel. She calls everybody incels, including Ethan, who has a wife and kids. And then she says, oh, well, I'm just trolling you guys. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're still getting sued. That
No
part is
sense
not
at
a
all.
troll. Now, Legal Mindset talks
See,
about the
I think
destruction of
she's looking
evidence by
for
deleting
pity.
VODs.
But beyond that, she may be getting herself in huge trouble with spoliation of evidence. That's something, maybe it's a new word for you guys, but spoliation of evidence is intentional or negligent, which means you're doing it willfully or you're doing it recklessly without thinking. It's destruction, alteration, or hiding of any evidence that is relevant to a legal proceeding.
Yeah,
and
she's just
once
digging
a
a
party, once a
deeper grave for
person
herself.
knows that a lawsuit has been
for
filed,
sure.
they know there's something pending against them. There is a duty attached, a duty engages to preserve the evidence and not destroy it, alter it, or hide it. And if you mess up with this, if you're found guilty of evidence spoliation of evidence, there can be sanctions, there can be fines, they can have your court pleading struck, or you could have a default judgment.
Right, so essentially you're not allowed to hide or obstruct evidence, and now it's pretty clear that they were acting without the instruction of a lawyer, because no lawyer is going to intentionally sabotage your case like that. So basically they're just kind of doing whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised if they can't even afford a lawyer, but then that means all the money they're collecting will be for nothing, and it's just going directly to Ethan Klein after all this is ended.
They think is right, and they're essentially sitting on a house of cards, and it's only a matter of time before they get what's coming. Now, is this actually going to court? I don't really know. I definitely think they're going to be paying a disgusting amount of money regardless, way more than they currently have, and this will kind of set a precedent for the community in general to not F around and definitely not steal content. Then he talks about how these people just don't know how to shut up.
And the problem with most content creators is they don't know how to shut up. They don't know how to just be quiet, not talk, stay off the internet, stop responding, and just let your lawyer take care of it. And that applies for a lot of the folks in this, which are continuing to comment, post on social media, rant in their chats about this lawsuit, when really they should be shutting up. They should be real quiet and saying, hey, look, can I talk to my lawyer? Can I get out of this? Because there is potential for them to fight this. There are arguments they can make. However,
well, boys, we know that Denims is digging a deeper grave. She's still saying that there's no way he can possibly sue her for real. But it's coming.
Their lawyers are going to be put on the back foot the more they do things like this. The more Casey Tron, Denims, and Frogan decide to run their mouths and talk about this and make up stuff and make comments on this. But content creators cannot help themselves. They feel they have to say something on social media. They have to get on their platforms.
absolutely 100% true. If you ever wanted to torture a content creator, simply take away their mic and don't let them post on social media. There's no greater pain for a clout-hungry goblin than to not be able to yap online. It's the curse of an influencer. Then he talks about the Reddit moderator situation.
Another area where there may be issues is
Symptom of being chronically online. I'm getting close to that, but at least I know how to kind of shut up.
involving the Reddit thread, right? The H3 Snark Reddit thread. As another lawyer mentioned, they may be subject to discovery insofar as they might have been working with Denims, Frogan, Caseytron, and there may have been communications between them. If there are, that could be subject to discovery, which means you have to turn over all emails, text messages, etc. And if they've been deleting messages, if they've been going in and looking at their contacts between Reddit and between these content creators, and they've been deleting, hiding, or otherwise trying to maneuver them or change them, that could also bring penalties down on them as well.
Yeah,
and I think a lot
okay.
of the people involved in this just don't know anything about the legal process. They have not engaged an attorney, and they're absolutely courting for disaster.
Yeah, this is why you always want to consult an attorney before you try pulling these idiotic stunts online, especially when you're already being sued. Once you're being sued, surely you should have like the basic knowledge to run all your actions through a lawyer. But apparently the KFC bill was way too high. Now apparently Tectone might be getting in on the Ethan Klein lawsuit. That would be cinema.
Hey, Casey Tron. Ain't this you? Ain't this you? That's you, isn't it? That's you. Hey, Casey, maybe we're going to be dealing with something else a little bit later. You know, maybe we should not fuck around. Because, hey, Casey, we about to find out, aren't we? We about to find out. By the way, guys, I will be getting in contact with Ethan Klein's lawyer on Friday. Man, we have a lot to talk about. This is gonna be crazy. He might have a new client he's taking a part of. This is gonna be a great old time.
Yeah, this is just not looking good. Everybody's just getting in on the lawsuit now. Then he talks about why she deserves the hate.
Like, this is a chick who's tried to ruin my life with false allegations. This is a chick that's tried to ruin Ethan's life by going after his kids. This is a woman who put a hit out on someone. This is a guy who's attempted to ruin Asmongold's life by calling him a pedophile. This is a person who's tried to ruin Nux Taku's life by calling him a pedophile. Do you know how much that she got punished for? Zero. Ethan, the grand arbiter says, don't worry, guys. I got this.
Yeah, I think people are honestly too brazen with these labels nowadays. Hassan has just made it okay to slander people without any consequences. The amount of times he's just said blatantly false information. And that's why we're here, to call him out. You know, every single lie will be debunked by Professor Sus here. Now, apparently somebody shared a old Frogan clip that I missed from like a month ago or something, and it still haunts me to this day.
Bro. Can we talk about Tectone?
Wow, can we talk about
Can we talk about Tectone for a second? Somebody sent me this tweet today. It had me crying laughing, bro. He was like, I am genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't pushed harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this bullshit to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to change immediately. How come he didn't join the US military? Yeah, it's like the Miley Cyrus thing. She's like, yeah, the rumors are true. I deleted my...
Yeah, I can't watch that. But anyways, this will probably be the only time I even look at this drama on stream. Maybe, thinking about it, but they're in a fucked up situation and they just keep making it worse, and they have so many enemies. They have a lot more enemies than they do support. So, if you want to know who I watch, more Pegasus. So it will also be down in the description when I post this on YouTube. So guys, please don't forget to leave a subscribe and like my video. I'd really appreciate it.